So there's something that I'm always recommending that you guys do on your own websites that I actually get called out for on a pretty regular basis for not doing myself. So what am I talking about here, and why do I break this particular rule on my own website? Let's get into it. Every website should tell a transformational story about how the business helps their customers or clients. And one of the most powerful ways you can communicate that transformation you bring is through the right images. So a well-chosen header photo, for instance, can help your potential clients see themselves in the story you're telling, as well as feel a bit of that emotion that comes with the positive transformation that you can bring to their life. And honestly, about 90% of websites I see really fail to use images that make any kind of a connection with their potential customers. I see a lot of skylines and word jumbles and these really stoic photos of the owners of the business. But what I actually recommend to just about every business, particularly service businesses, the images they should be using are people photos that aren't even meant to show you or your team, the business themselves, but people that are meant to be representations of your customers or your clients. More specifically, happy customers who are showing that positive effect of having worked with you. Now, here's where the controversy comes into play. So if I'm telling you to use photos like that, why is this what I have on my homepage? Trust me, I get asked this a lot. So I thought it would just be a good idea for me to talk about why I use photos of me rather than of the business owners that I help, AKA you guys, and when it actually makes more sense to do it this way. So let's flash back to a few years ago when I actually ate my own dog food, and I used images like these meant to represent my full service and consulting clients, showing how happy they now are with their websites and the results that they were getting for their own businesses. But guess what? I can't win because I was getting a lot of questions about that too. Mostly confused people wondering if they were in the right place. And the reason they were confused is pretty much 100% of my website traffic was and is coming from this YouTube channel, right? They all knew me coming into my website and they were just thrown off when they didn't see me on my own website. So I did wrestle with it for a while. Then I ultimately decided to make the change and use a photo of me for the very simple reason that people expected me to be there. So while surprise can be a powerful thing when you're telling a joke or a story, it can be counterproductive when people expect one thing from your website and then it isn't delivered on once they get there, right? And anything that creates a disconnect or a confusion is usually going to result in people thinking they've made a mistake and then they leave your website never to come back. So if you're in a situation like mine, where your main source of website traffic comes from content marketing, specifically video marketing, or maybe from Instagram, where they feel like they know you and you're the visual face of the brand, that's the scenario where it makes sense to break my blanket rule, right, and put yourself front and center on your website. But for most businesses who get traffic from Google searches and Facebook ads, even from blog content where they don't really see you in the blog, they don't feel that personal connection with you as a business yet, the rule still stands and you're much better off leading with your customer's story rather than your own, and that does include using the photos that help you tell that story in a really engaging, emotional way. And if you could use a refresher on what to look out for, what kinds of photos to always avoid, and where to find really good images on the cheap, and actually even for free, click right here. I'm going to show you exactly how I choose the best images for every website I design that's going to be sure to connect with your potential clients. So click right here and let's get you that perfect set of photos for your website.